Las Kusangpula and a very good evening to the viewers. I am Sanchidama, your host for the show What Matters. Every Wednesday, 6 to 7 p.m. for an hour, I bring in people from different walks of life. And today we have a very interesting guest and who has, for quite some time, he has become very viral for his achievement. And before I bring in on the board, so just to give you an introduction about who the guest is. He is Jigme Tenzin, 39 years old, is a Bhutanese marathon runner who completed 268 kilometers Snowman Trek in just 5 days recently. And he works as a flight dispatcher with Duque. And currently he's preparing for the UTMB World Series finals in France. He's from Samtsi. He has completed his BCom from Gedu College of Business Studies in 2012, and he's the third youngest among the 9 siblings. And I will not talk more about him, but I will rather make our guest talk and let our viewers know more about him. And he's popularly known among his friends and his TikTokers as Mountain Man. And Jimmy sir, if you're there, please just drop me a message hi, and then I can pull you up. Oh yes, okay. Let's see, I'll just how do I do this? Okay. Let's have done this. Okay.
Good evening, madam.
Good evening, Kasampo. So Jimmy, you're in Parola?
Yes, madam.
Let's you just don't have to say madam. Let's make it a very any casual conversation and I'm sure like most of your, I think you have most of your fans here before we could even like start our conversation, like people are like already talking about you so last Jimmy, despite your busy schedule, you were so tired despite all your busy schedule, your tiredness, everything. You made a point to give us an opportunity to interview you and know more about your race So before I begin and ask you about the questions, okay, can you just briefly introduce yourself? Of course I did talk about your race and who you are, where you work, how old you are, and where you completed your studies Besides that, if there's anything that you want to share with your audience
I think madam has well introduced myself to the viewers. I think there's not much I think I can say on this.
Okay, so before that, Mula, let's start with your race, Mula, like the 5 days race, because there are people who are so amazed, how is that even possible, say? And then there are people, who are really appreciating your journey. And at the same time, there are a few questions in Mevala. How did you make it, say, Mevala? Because that's something impossible in Mevala there. And when human beings do something impossible, there are questions, Mula. So, like 5 days labdalo, people assume like there are few people who think that it's not possible, simebala. So how would you like to dismiss this allegation that it's possible, Sila?
All right. I think before I talk on this, I just would like to say that this achievement is not mine alone. I have Donsep who sponsored this expedition. Then I have my friend and my brother who runs a travel agent, Peliop Tours and Trek. So he supported me as well. So I'm grateful to them. And then I also would like to thank basically I was moving from village to village and then arrangement was already done. So I just want to thank all the hosts who were very kind, most of whom were Highlanders. And I especially want to thank principal teachers and health staff of Lady at Lunana who hosted me. Uh, then I also would like to thank Dasho Zongda, Bumtang Zongkak, the school principal of Dur at Bumtang, and teachers who were there waiting for me to receive me, and then had arranged a small celebration which I did not expect at all. So I'd like to thank them all, and I'm very grateful. And then with this, yeah, in this fitness world, or rather in this endurance adventure world, there's a saying: if it's not on Strava, it did not happen. So Strava is a fitness app. It is basically like any other social media app like TikTok, but it's more focused on fitness. So I'm sure the viewers here who use Strava must be well aware. And then I think Strava is the most popular fitness app in the world, I think, which all fitness enthusiasts use to track their runs, track their workouts, track their fitness journey. And like I said, if it's not on Strava, it did not happen. So my record has been I did a record on the Strava, and datas are there in my Strava account. So I think that alone would be enough to convince people, I think.
Leslie, very well said, la. As we know that, like with success comes criticism, la, and this is nothing new, la. But since you have justified it very well, Mula, that you, like, as you mentioned, that if it's not recorded in Strava, then it did not happen. But it's you and your friends, your groups who were there with you know the fact that it happened, and that's why people are talking about this. So I don't think we have to talk more about this. But since I was like there was a constant messages to me saying about this thing, so I said, okay, fine, if you want me to ask this question, then I'll definitely ask this question. So we are done with this. So like on a very lighter note, so I also heard that like there were a couple of times you got lost in the mountains when you're running, did this happen, or and how did you manage to get back on the track, la?
Yes, to take on this kind of expedition adventure, there has to be a proper planning. And then yes, I did my homework, and then like any other adventure, I plotted the whole route, and then saved it in my watch. So my watch was guiding me, because uh, the full Snowman Trek starts from Paroshana and ends at Dur at Bumtang. So first 2 days from Paro to Laya was something very comfortable, because I've done it 3 times already. But from Laya till Bumtang, that was totally a new trail for me. So I was actually in doubt, but also I was also excited, because I really wanted to explore the trail. And then so yeah, like I said, my watch was basically guiding me throughout my expedition. So even though I had a route in my watch, there were times when I had difficulty navigating through, especially through a huge span of plain land where there was no trace of the trail. But yeah, I think I would say through technology, which is my watch, and then through my navigation skill that I built up over all these years, I think I was able to get back in the track.
Yes. So, over this, over a decade, you have been, you have an experience of exploring all different parts of mountains. Mola, you have been running short distance, longer distance. I believe Snowman Track is your longest distance traveled, remember? I mean to say, longest distance that you have run, remember? So, for a second, did you have a doubt that can I make it? Or, because as you, run on the highlands, on the mountains, with less oxygen and all. It's quite dangerous also at times. So, like, did you fear that, something bad might happen? Touch wood, thank God, nothing happened. But did you had this fear?
Yes, I think not only the Snowman Trek, almost all of my adventure, before I do it, I always have a doubt. And then luckily I have been able to do it, and then that's after I have done it, after I have completed the particular adventure, that's when I get this sense of freedom, and then that's when I clear my own doubt. So same thing with the Snowman Trek expedition. I had lots of doubt, and then yes, I had a bit of a fear, especially like I said, after I crossed Laya, the trail was totally new for me, and then I don't know how would the conditions be, and the fact that it's a monsoon season, then I have no idea how the weather conditions is going to be in the mountains. So yes, there was a bit of a fear, bit of a doubt, and of course mixed with some excitement. That because Snowman Trek was there in my bucket list for quite some time. Like it has been 5 years. I wanted to do it, and then when time finally came, I was also filled with excitement that I'm finally going to do it. So yes, there was a bit of doubt and fear, but if we keep looking at the doubts and all the consequences, I think we'll never get anything done. So having that in mind, I proceeded with the expedition.
So at the end of the day, what matters is being positive. Remember, like you have to be very positive. Oh yes, we can do it. Because once you have this positive notion, then everything is like in your hand. Less. So like, how was your reaction? When you said that, okay, I'm going on a snowman run. Which is like very difficult and also very dangerous. Like, what was the reaction from your? I mean to say from your family members and of course from your friends and well wishers. Were they okay, like, oh wow, this is good that you have to do, or was there some reservations la?
I think most of my friends and family members, I think they did not have much idea about what is Snowman Trek. So, and the fact that I have been to so many adventures alone all this time, I think they did not have any thoughts on what is going to be the risks involved. But yes, later when I was in the run, on my after, especially after the fourth and the fifth day, when I was completely cut off from everyone because there was no network, that's when I think they were very worried, because they did not have any idea as to where I was, how I was doing. So I think that those 2 days, I think, was the most tense moment, and then that's, I think, when they realized how difficult and then how dangerous Snowman Trek can be. But yeah, thankfully I made it without anything major happening, without any risk. So yeah, I think I'm happy I've been able to do it.
Let's And Jim sir, my next question is like, as soon as like first day you completed, you said like it was comfortable because you knew this route. Mula. Second day completed with difficulty, then third, then fourth, and finally when you knew that okay, fine, finally I'm able to do it. Mula, I'm able to do it, and I'm going to reach my destination. And you could make it. And like, what was your thought la when your that particular video which we saw la in the evening, I think you shot at towards evening mula, where you were not, you had a very difficult time to even you could barely walk, remember la, trying to reach that last spot. What was going in your mind la?
I think even though physically it was hurting so much, but mentally, emotionally, I think I was happy that I am finally done with it. Um, there was nothing much going on in my head, but all I can say is I was very happy and satisfied that finally this run has come to an end and I'm able to complete it successfully. Yeah, I was basically filled with happiness and satisfaction at the same time, with so much of grateful heart for everyone who has been there supporting me.
So I know actually this question should have been asked at the very first, but still then I'll ask you lah. So like what made you, like take up this run lah? Because like something for me, even if I was a runner, I wouldn't dare to go on such a adventure, dangerous track, to risk my life and all. But what made you lah? What inspired you lah? What motivated you?
Um, on the very personal level, I wanted to test myself. Honestly speaking, I wanted to see how I react when I go through these extreme situations, when it's hurting, when it's tired, when it's cold, and then when you're fighting your own demons. So I really wanted to see how my body reacts, how my mind reacts. And then on the bigger note, this run was inspired by His Majesty the King, and this run is my tribute to His Majesty the King, uh, and it's my small contribution in my own way in creating climate in creating awareness about climate change, uh, which I think is also His Majesty's vision to fight climate change. I think there cannot be a bigger inspiration than His Majesty the King.
So like another question like you said before also Mulai, that as you were trying to achieve two goals. Remember, Mula, first is trying to run and then test yourself, which you were able to do it. Second was to document the impact of climate change that is happening, and which many people are in denial that climate change is hoax, it's not happening but we having seen it through your own eyes Mula, and now you're trying to document it and then produce a documentary Mula, to let the world know that climate change is happening and what can we do and all. So like when you were doing that, like was there your team who was helping you to document it, or was it like purely you shooting it with your equipments lah? So how was that lah? I was just curious lah.
Yes, this run, the record, the FKT is just a means. It's just a way, but bigger objective is to create awareness about climate change. Our Highlanders who are out close to the mountains, have seen these changes every day. So I wanted to bring their stories, their voice to the world, their stories, their experience to the world. So this FKT, the record is just a means, because if we just go in the mountains and then shoot or take some data, I think there will be very less people who will be interested. But if someone takes something extreme like what I did, running the full Snowman Trek, I think that would create uh, so much of curiosity, and it would attract more audience. So that was my idea, and then through this I wanted to bring the stories, experiences of our Highlanders who have seen these changes every day, and then let the world know about that. Yes, like Madam said, I am creating a documentary on this. Hopefully the documentary turns out good, and then I get a good platform outside Bhutan to show it. Regarding how I was filming, yes, there was no crew. It was a solo expedition. I was all alone throughout my run. So all the filmings, I was doing it myself. So yes, it was some extra tasks I had to take, but I think it was totally worth for something which world needs to know.
So, like, like when, as of course, like it was a multitasking. Well, you're doing everything by yourself. So, what was the reaction of people? Like, of course, like people who are living on the highlands, they know what is happening, but they really do not know what is climate change. The context, mula. They know that okay, the mountains are changing, the snowfall is the less snowfalls are coming and all. So like when you explain to them, what is their reactions, la?
I think, not I think, but I found out that they are aware about climate change. Uh, Maybe of course I asked them in Zongkha namshine chang jurwagi kolega nagi kenga sejudalu. Yes, they are aware. And then uh, this particular Upnamge, who is like 73 years old, and then I met him on the way. He was with the yaks. So when I asked him, yes, he was well aware about climate change. And then I uh, asked him if he could share his experience. And then he said, especially about the pattern of the season is changing. The snow sometimes it falls late, and then when it falls there's heavy snowfall, and then it takes longer time to melt, which I think he said is affecting their livelihood in terms of the crops they grow, in terms of the migration they do. So I think yes, climate change is real, and then the highlanders have seen it through their own eyes lah.
So like just to like okay, what the topic is okay, the topic is about Mr. Mountain Man and his experience just to make it short so people are asking. So Anila, as now we are, of course we'll come back and talk about Snowman Trek but now I think you have less than a month now that you are preparing for these World Series Mula. Would you like to please tell our viewers about this
Yes, I'll be racing among some of the elite and professional runners in the world uh, in the race called UTMB World Series Finals. So I did a race in Chiang Mai last year December, a 100-kilometer race in the mountain. So through that race, I earned points and then qualified for the finals, which is going to happen in France this August 28. Um, and then why did I do the Snowman Trek in this point of time? One thing is because since Madam mentioned, I'm currently preparing for World Series finals at France, which is I'm doing the 100-kilometer race in the mountains. So I thought I cannot be better shape in terms of fitness, and if I do it now, I think that will be the best time, because like I said, I am in my best shape in terms of fitness. So if I do the snowman race, and I thought it will also help me prepare better for the UTMB World Series finals. So it was like hitting two birds with one stone. So that is why I plan to do the full Snowman Trek expedition at this point of time, even though it's not the best season to do the Snowman Trek. So yeah, I have qualified for UTMB World Series finals, and then I will be racing against some of the elite runners, professional runners from all around the world. I'll be, I think, racing against around 2,000 runners who have qualified from all across the world. Yeah, I think this snowman really helped me build up my fitness as I'm preparing for the UTMB World Series finals.
Jimmy sir, I think you're being a little bit modest when it comes to to talk about your achievements just to supplement on what Jimmy sir missed Actually, will not be his first attempt He had also he did run in last year mula he qualified, and he was one of the first Bhutanese, along with one of our Bhutanese fellow runner la, Rinzin Choda mula. So unfortunately Jimmy could not perform as he wished because you injured your leg mula.
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes. So this is his second attempt. I wouldn't say second attempt, but his second, his chance to perform better than, uh, I would say like the best mula, and he is the first Bhutanese to participate. And many people might not know that this UTMB series or World Series Finals mula, it's 100 kilometer in Bala, and it will take place in 3 countries mula.
Yes, sir.
3 countries you have to annihila. So, and then yes, somebody was asking if whether the UTMB final series would be live on TV or not. Live will there be any live
Yes,
about the
sir.
series
When the race is happening, they broadcast live on YouTube la, UTMB ki YouTube channel na.
Oh, okay. Okay. And then Jimmy say you can of course, like you did mention that there were many people who have been supporting your journey and all. So now coming back, we spoke about the World Series, the Snowman Trek. Let's talk a little bit about your family. So how do you manage, first thing you are full time employee, mola, and then like every time, like if we check your TikTok, it's all about running, mola. If today if you're here, tomorrow you're there, the next day you're here, it's very difficult to catch up with you. We have no clue, oh, where is this mountain man, running and all. So, how do you manage time? Because every time, people do complain, oh, I'm so busy. I didn't have time for my children. I didn't have time for my husband, wife, still up there. People do complain. So how do you manage this? So maybe our viewers could take some, points from on that.
Yes, like Madam said, one thing which I often get asked is how do I manage time? Some people even ask me if this is my job, is running my job. No, I have a full-time job. I am a flight dispatcher in Drukair, and yes, I have a family as well, and all the adventures that people see in my social media account, in my YouTube channel, it happens especially on my off days. It might happen once a month, twice a month, but most of the days I'm back at home running 1 hour, 2 hours, which I think is manageable. And then how do I get time to spend with my family? For an instance, if I go if I don't have because I have to work in shift. If I don't have morning shift, then I go running early in the morning, maybe 1 hour, 2 hours, and then I'm back before anyone. I'm back at home before even my son and wife wakes up, and then that's how my day starts. And then evening, yes, every evening, almost every evening, I'm with my family, with my wife and my with my kids, and then I think it's basically lifestyle. Running has become my lifestyle now. I think I don't spend going times going to parties. I don't spend staying awake late at nights. I go to bed by 9:30 in the evening. I wake up around 5:30 in the morning. And then not only lifestyle, I think it is also about prioritizing and then planning whatever time we get. Uh, Out of 24 hours, we sleep 8 hours. We work 8 hours, and then we still have 8 hours to do all other things. And then I feel funny when people say out of this 8 hours of spare time, you cannot take out maybe 30-45 minutes out of it and then dedicate it to keeping yourself healthy. Go for a walk, go for a jog. So I think it's all planning and then prioritizing. So if you plan well and then prioritize, I think you anyone can spare 45 minutes to 1 hour for your exercise to keep yourself healthy. There's this famous quote: "We all have thousands of problems until we have health problem. Then after that, we only have one problem." I think the most important thing which I believe, which I have considered, is our health, both physical and mental health. The rest, everything is secondary. This is what I feel. If we are healthy, then we have time, we have place for everything. So if we are healthy, both physically, mentally, I think we can do anything that we have planned. But if we are someone who is not healthy, someone who is going through some sickness, then I think no matter whatever we plan, I think it doesn't make any sense. Then our focus is all on our health. So I think it's very important for every one of us to prioritize our health, and then after that we plan our anything that we have.
Less. So at the end of the day, it's all about, like how you prioritize, and, it's also about discipline and everything. So at the same time, as you were talking, there were a couple of comments from our viewers. They wanted you to talk about diets. So because, since we are not very professional, smaller runners, unlike the elite runners in international level, they know what to eat, what to, like what to drink, how, like when to run and everything. Like it's all synchronized, remember? So for you, how do you manage? And like if you were to advise our young runners and those people who are planning to take running as their I wouldn't say profession, but part-time, to encourage more people to run, so what would be their advice and all and also please do talk about the diets
Yes, I may not be in a position to advise anyone, but I can share what I do and then what I think. Um, uh, Regarding my own diet, I don't follow a specific diet. My idea has always been that something I do should last rest of my life. I want to keep it doing. So if someone is into strict diet, like eating steamed vegetable, eating food without salt, which we are not very used to, right? How long are we going? How long will we be able to do that? Will we be able to do that for rest of our life? I sure most of us cannot. So what I think is that our diet, Bhutanese home cooked meal are good enough, and that's what I eat. I eat home cooked meal. I make sure I have my carbohydrate, protein, fats, vegetable in place, and then something which we can continue and then do it for rest of our life. Just eat clean, healthy, balanced diet. Something which I think we get advice from the health specialist as well. Healthy, balanced, clean food. I think that's good enough. There does not have to be a specific diet plan. And then if I talk about how I fuel during my runs, in endurance sport, there's this one basic thing which we need to understand. Uh, when going on a run, when going on a trek, when going on a long hikes, the basic thing is eat before you're hungry and drink before you're thirsty. So what I do is I make sure I eat something every 30-45 minutes. It doesn't have to be something very big, maybe a gel, maybe a banana, and then I keep repeating the cycle every 40-45 minutes. And then every 15 minutes, I take a sip of my water. So basically keeping that flow of fluid and energy in my body so that I don't have to stop. Uh, if we are going on a run, hike, trek, and then if we are drinking when we feel thirsty, if we are eating when we are hungry, which means we are making our body to ask for it, which means it's a bit too late. So there has to be a cycle like I follow. Like I said, 40-45 minutes take a bite of something. Every 15 minutes, take a sip of water. I think this is what I have been doing, and then it keeps the flow of that fluid and energy in our body.
Lasla, before I ask you the next question, I just saw a comment from the viewer. Any other Bhutanese joining UTMB? No, he's the only one Bhutanese who will be representing Bhutan. And let's wish him all the best for that. Les. And then, okay, so there is another question. During your Snowman Trek, how did you manage food and lodging along the track? This is one doubt people had so they wanted me to ask that also so how did you manage having to spend all by yourself, I cannot imagine that, I'm sure, but of course you are a man, you have a big heart, so I can completely what you say, you might have your different thing. So how did you think how did you manage having to cook, you're tired, there's no one, and nobody to help, so
Like I said, yes, it's a big project and big expedition. There has to be planning. So basically, I planned from going to village. So first day was from Paro to Chebisa, which is the last village of Lingxi. So I had made my arrangements there. I already talked to the local people there, and then made my arrangements for stay, for logistics. So next day was Laya. I made there as well because at Laya was something very convenient because I've known someone known there, a Highlander. Then from there I went Ledi. At Ledi, like I said, the principal of Ledi school, teachers, and the health staff, they were very kind and generous and welcoming, and then they hosted me there for a night. And then next stop was Gechigom. There was no campsite there. It's very remote. So for that, I planned to send someone from Lunana to to Gechigom to pitch a camp for me, which where I did not where I could not reach because when I like I said because of the rain there were so many river crossings I had to do. The rivers are swollen, and then when I was heading towards my campsite, I was washed away by the river for about 20-30 meters. How did that happen? When I was crossing the river, I did not feel the current would be that strong. So as soon as I put my leg inside the river, I was swept away. Before I could react, I was about 20-30 meters down the river, and then luckily I could get out. Then from there till my campsite, it would be around, as per my estimation, 1.5-2 hours. And then it was already I was already wet because of the rain. It was freezing, and then because I was completely soaked in the river, my body temperature dropped drastically. I couldn't control my shiver. Then luckily, after about a few hundred meters, I came across a yak shelter, a Highlanders temporary yak shelter. So at that point I had to make a decision. If I continue, should I continue further to my campsite, or should I stay back? So when I did my math and then planned, I felt if I continue I may not be able to reach because my body temperature had gone down drastically, and then I knew if I continue I could suffer from hypothermia. And then the fact that I was new to that place, I did not know which side of that place would my camp be. And then if I missed the camp, it was towards the evening. If I missed the camp, then next stop would be straight away to Dur, nothing in between. So having considered everything, uh, there's a famous quote by Genghis Khan: only fools fight a battle which he knows he will lose. So at that point, I had to decide if I should gather all my courage and continue, or should I practically think and then head back to the yak herder. So I headed back to the yak herder and then stayed there. Yes, I apologized to the Highlander because I had gone inside when there was no one, made myself fire to warm myself, and then later when they came, I apologized and then explained everything, and then requested if I could stay with them for a night. And then yes, they were very humble, very welcoming, and then they offered me to stay with them. So that's the campsite at Gechewom, and then that place had no network, no electricity, nothing. And then after that, then the next day was straight to Dur, Bumtang. So this is what happened, and then this is how I managed my logistics lah.
Oh, that's when I had my questions and when you were answering, I thought like, oh, like, okay, 1 day, 2 day, three, but when now, it's easy to write mebala than to explain, than to get the whole picture lah. Because people have seen you running and people have read your articles, Snowman Trek, the 5 days, and it's very difficult to come, picturize the whole journey lah. Now when you're speaking, as when you said, for 20 meters, like for 20 meters you were washed away, I could literally feel the goosebump, nobody there, and then literally having to undergo all this struggles and all. And then and also, of course I've been till the what do you, base camp, and I can understand river, like you say, Everest base camp lah. So I can understand the the struggle and all. I could hardly walk. You're talking about running, and here I'm talking about walk miller. And there you are freezing, and then you have to like literally like make the fire, everything. Anything could have happened. Remember the time na lumula. It's like, of course you took a very bold decision to stay back. If you had like, if you had been a fool to undermine your own, like challenging yourself, and then if you had moved to your next destination, that should anything would have happened. Remember the mula. It's like, oh my god, seriously, hats off to you lah. You did you know that you have become an icon, like health icon, you somebody to look up to. You remember health ki fitness labji. Oh, the first name that pops out is like Mountain Man. People are talking about you. You have become viral, you have become a celebrity over a night. How do you, of course, like, this is something you have earned it, remember, like, it's not that you have like somebody has just given to you, but you have earned it. So how do you feel this lah?
Firstly, I personally don't feel I'm anything kind of a celebrity or something. All I did is I did something which I am passionate about, which I like to do. And then if people see me right now, and then if they think that I've whatever I'm doing, I'm able to do within a short span of time, then I just would like to clarify. It took me almost 14 years to be where I am today, and 14 more than almost 14 years of discipline, 14 years of drive, 14 years of dream that I kept dreaming about. So it was never something built in a day or a night. So people are seeing it now because of social media. uh, I have been doing this thing for last around 14 years. So I did not do it to impress anyone. I did not do it to show it to anyone. All I did was I was this is what I love doing, and then this is what I'm passionate about, and then that's where what I kept doing. And then I don't know, I'm fortunate enough that people like what I'm doing now. To be honest, when I started doing this thing, it was not easy. um, there were people talking behind my back. There were words I heard that I've gone crazy. There were so many things that people kept talking about me. But I'm happy that these same people now wants to do what I'm doing. And then I think I I cannot say much, but yeah, I'm happy, and then I'll keep doing what I'm doing. I'm not bothered about if people will like it or not, as long as it makes sense to me, as long as it makes me happy. Yeah, I'll keep doing it lah.
Lasla, very well said, La. I'll just tell you because I just wanted to, I really want to chip in, La. When you said, there were people at times, who always, who talked at your back, Mula, when you were doing something, and then now these are the same people who are also trying to do what you're doing. This shows, what a big hypocrite these people have been. And just to let you know, La, couple of years, I don't know, 1 or 2 years back, when we had our first Bhutanese men, Jigme Tenzin, who, made his summit to the Everest ski, and there was a controversy. And
Yes.
I can completely understand, I can completely understand because that time I was the one who did the story. Luckily I was at the base camp when he was doing that expedition. So, I could literally feel his pain, the frustration and all. He compromised, he, worked so hard to, achieve his dream to be there. And suddenly, then came the controversy. No, he's not the first. Then there's someone who has already done it. And, the claims were there. I feel sad for him because, he could not get that victory which he was supposed to get it. And the same thing, when I did your stories and suddenly people started asking me, oh, how far is this true? And I said, okay, give me one reason why should he tell us lie that he completed this 5 days ski track, and then now he's telling like, I'm saying, give me one good reason that he should tell us lie. And then I don't think, because Bhutan is a small country, today you lie, tomorrow you get caught up. I don't think a mountain man. No, I'm sorry. Jigme Tenzin would be, if only if he's on high on drugs or something, then he might say like that. So it's like I can completely understand. People love talking more than for themselves. They want to talk more about the society. So what you have been doing, please keep on doing. Like, there are many people, if there are like hundreds who dislike you, there are thousands who love you for who you are. And if you check the our comment section, like everybody is writing and saying you are an inspiration, how what motivates you to do this, we look up to you and all. And more than anything else, the runners, that your friends, the runners who came all the way to you, and then the way they celebrated your success, so that matters and you have this drive, the passion. Please keep on and then keep inspiring us maybe by end of this conversation I'll also try to take a little bit of inspiration and try to run because I hate running, but I'll also take inspiration from you and let's I'll just end my conversation here. Yes, somebody asked, is he a soldier? Just eager to know no, he's not a soldier. He is a civilian and he works as a flight dispatcher with Druk Airlines and I'll just see there are so many questions. Okay, all the best for your next step and all. Okay, so now Jimmy sir, you have now Snowman Track, you have done this. Now you're going soon you're going for the UTMB finals. And what next what is there is there anything more to conquer now? Everything is done. I'm curious because you have explored every part of the country. Is there any places that you have not been I'm talking about Bhutan gila.
Uh, yes, there are a few more places and trails which I haven't been to, like Singyazong. Yeah, I really want to do that too. Yes, I look forward to. But in terms of like someone was asking, uh, what record are we going to break next? So this afternoon I was at Thimphu. Like I said, I'm going to make a documentary about the FKT and the climate change. I had a short meeting with the videographer and editor. So we were discussing on that, and then he was showing me a video, a document which he created recently for a foreigner, a professional cyclist who attempted another FKT in India, which is the I think it was 420 kilometers of cycling till the highest pass in the world. I think 5,800 meters, Khartungla Pass at Ladakh. So he was showing this is what I did recently, and then that's when it struck me. People were asking. I told him people were asking what record next. I'm planning to break. So I said this could be the one, jokingly. But you never know. I also have in my bucket list to cycle to the Ladakh and then yeah, create a FKT there. Let's see. That's just a plan right now. But right now, at the moment, my focus is fully on the UTMB World Series finals. Not much, nothing else than that. La. My focus is fully on that.
Less. I'm sure like you will be able to do that also, and we are very excited about that. So, somebody said like I want him to do Everest marathon. Yes, he has already done that, la, and I think he has a record on that also. Would you please, maybe in a short, just few seconds to answer this, la? You
Yes.
did the Everest Base Kiran Mula.
That was not the marathon. I did the FKT. The Everest Base Camp marathon starts from the Everest Base Camp and then runs down till the halfway of the trek. That is till Namchi. But my attempt was FKT on the EBC trek, right from the starting from Lukla till the Everest Base Camp, climbing up to the Everest Base Camp. So yes, I have FKT there as well. It took me 10 hours 8 minutes. I think you would very well know, since you have already done the trek, how long does it take for a normal person to trek the route. So my FKT still stands 10 hour 8 minutes. But I have not done the Everest Marathon, which is the opposite, till the halfway.
Oh, that's 10 hours. Okay. I feel ashamed to tell my timing, I took almost 10 days to reach up there, love. Hello, Elas. And yes, like somebody asked me, like when you were doing all this while you have been you're running, did you ever encounter tigers, bears, wildlife animals? La? So somebody was asking me, la. So like how do you prepare yourself in case if you have to be, if you encounter wildlife animals? La?
Um, yes, luckily so far I haven't encountered any dangerous wild animals like bear or tiger. I encountered it once, but I was safe because I was in a safe distance. But in this around 14 years of all these adventures in the mountain and forest, that's only one encounter. Yes, I have seen other animals like a fox, blue sheeps, and some of the birds and some of the small animals, but nothing as such of any dangerous wild animals so far.
Less. And just few questions before we end our conversation, end this show. La. We still have 6 minutes. La. So, like, like, is there anything the government or the concerned authorities could, help our Bhutanese people, even you in that case, for them to participate, not only participate in like a UTMB series, which is very expensive to, like to even like get through Imabati. So, like people are there who are very talented in Mebola, but only thing is they lack funding, support. In your case, you're very lucky that you have very, like a very good friends who are so supportive, and also you got support from the government. But not everyone is Jigme Tenzin Mola, and there are people who are very deprived of this. So, how do you think, if these, if the government could, chip in their support and all that?
Regarding this, firstly, I'm very thankful that I got blessings of Yab Dasho, who has always there supporting and guiding me, and then I'm thankful to all the sponsors and supporters who have been supporting me. Having said that, I think first we need to prove our worth. If we prove our worth, I think the supporters, the sponsors will be there. And then my idea behind doing the UTMB World series is that what if I could open the new door for our youth to take up? Because uh, 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 I don't necessarily have to win the race, but if I could just show a new way for our youth to take up, these days you never know how can you make a living. So and I personally feel Bhutan, if we take up seriously, can do a lot better in ultra trail runnings in the mountain, because the fact that we are a mountainous country and the fact that we have high altitude mountains, I think these are good enough to prepare ourselves for any races in the world. So I personally feel that if we take up this seriously, our younger generations might do a lot better than what I am doing. And then you never know, they might end up getting on the podium on the races. They might end up getting contracts from big brands like North Face, Salomon, Adidas, Nike. You never know. That's my idea behind trying hard to explore new ways. Um, Other example would be Nepal. We share same geographical area. We have a similar culture, and then in terms of demographic, we are similar. And then there are athletes from Nepal who are ultra runners who are being sponsored by big brands like North Face. There's this German and Chinese brand collab called Kailash Fuga. There are athletes who are being sponsored in contract. So if Nepal can do it, I think Bhutan can do as well. That's my idea, and then that's my whole idea behind doing UTMB and then exploring races outside Bhutan. So you never know, someone in future might get a contract.
We still have 2 minutes. Like, okay, so like, I don't know if I should ask you this question, but somebody did mention on the thing la chat la. So do like, given a chance, like, given a chance, if you get a support from your friends, the government, the concerned authorities, would you be interested to like make a summit to the Everest base? I would say Everest la.
Uh, Personally, no lah, because I believe these mountains are pristine, and then it has to be respected and protected. The fact that we have to carry oxygen to climb up there, the fact that we have to wear special gear and special clothes to go up there, says that we are not designed to be up there. And then I think I personally feel we have to respect that. Instead, we have to protect our mountains, because it is just more than mountain. And then we are very lucky that we had visionary kings who could foresee this, and then Bhutan has forbidden climbing the mountains, which I think I fully support and agree. And then we have to be proud that Bhutan has the highest unclimbed mountain in the world.
Yes. Of course, like, I thought you will say, yes, I'm excited. I would love to, make a summit, but, I never thought that your answer, your justification for declining would be, it was like out of the box. I didn't think about that. La. Like, first question when I was asked, when I was hiking, was making a track towards Everest Base Camp, people are asking me, oh, Bhutan has so many beautiful mountains. So did you ever, hike? I said, I never. And I never had this notion. I didn't, maybe my mistake that I did not study well, that, we always consider mountains as our gods, sacred deities, mula. And I did not that time did not had that answers like which you were saying, because they are like sacred and we have to, respect that. So, now that I'm like I have refreshed my brain, and maybe next time I will be able to answer them. Last then, with this note, we come to an end of our conversation. And once again, Jimmy sir, thank you so much. Despite your busy schedule, you made a point to agree to come on live and talk about your experiences, and also and just to tell our viewers that I have been like bothering him from day one, the moment he completed his Snowman Trek to get the interview, and then he was very humble enough to give me all the interviews while he was traveling back to Punakha from Bhutan despite being his legs being injured, as you might have seen the pictures and all and I felt bad, but at the end of the day, being a journalist and I'm being paid to write, so I had to bother you. So once again, I'm very sorry, but and also thank you so much for your time and everything. And I wish you all the best for your upcoming UTMB series. And I'm sure you will make us proud. And Bhutan, small landlocked country, a renowned name in the among the among the big countries abroad. So wishing you all the best, and we have 349 viewers. Any last word that you have?
Thank you so much for having me here. It was an opportunity for me as well. And then to end, people always ask me, motivate me to go for running, motivate me to go for a workout. So, like I said, go beyond motivation, because motivation can be on and off depending on your mood. Your motivation can be off depending on the weather. Go beyond motivation, be driven. If you want to do something, if you want to achieve something, at first it might not make sense to anyone, but if you have belief in yourself, keep doing it, be obsessed with what you're doing, and then be driven. That's all. Thank you.
Les, thank you so much. And I'm sure like our 340 viewers will take home a very good message from our mountain man. And then you will keep wishing him and then supporting him in his journey. And Les, with this note, I will see you guys next Wednesday, 6 to 7 p.m. with a different guest. Once again, thank you so much and have a very good evening. Take care, Jimmy sir.
Good night.
Good night.